Do you know that 90% of the book of Matthew is copied from Mark? We already know Mark wasn't a disciple. He wasn't walking with Jesus. He didn't meet Jesus. He's not a disciple. Okay. Matthew is allegedly a disciple of Jesus.
Yeah.
How could 90% of a person who was a disciple will copy 90% from someone who came later on who is a student of someone? So
I mean, these are theories.
No, it's not theories. It's copied word for word.
There are many similarities, but it could be either way.
The reason it cannot be other way, because the earliest gospel is Mark. You're welcome to search it now. You cannot say that Mark is copying from Matthew when Mark was earlier than Matthew, written.
This is all based on theories and speculation.
It's not theories. It's based on carbon dating the manuscripts of the written works. That whatever the book of Matthew which was written copies 90% of Mark. That's why scholars, they say it cannot be from Matthew.
I think all this was written after
okay,
Jesus.
so it's not written by Matthew then.
Yeah.
So it's not written by Matthew then.
Yeah, I don't know.
The reality is, if you're a truth seeker, you go with the evidences. And the evidence is that when you go, for example, the book of Matthew, this one example, maybe scholars like G.B. Phillips and others, they highlight this and they say, look, Matthew 9:9, here's what it says. And Jesus went on from there. He saw a man named Matthew. But Matthew is the one writing. He's supposed to say, he saw me. No, it says, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. He told him, follow me. It's not he told me to follow him. He told him, follow me. And Matthew got up and followed him. It's not I got up and followed him. These are the reasons scholars will clearly show you. Look, this is written by someone other than, not only the fact that it's 90% of it is copied, not only the fact that it's later on, but also that the writer, all of these are evidences. There's many more that the scholars use. Now, you might say, okay, you might shake your head and do like, okay, maybe this or that. But the question is, what evidence do you have that any of the disciples have written anything? That should be, the burden of the proof is not on me to show that they didn't write it. You're supposed to show evidence that any of these people have written anything. So I'm going to ask you the question. Where is the evidence? Because now you're not only not given evidence, but you're kind of not accepting the evidence that shows you contrary to your position. So you should have evidence there.